And the interesting thing is, then I watched. Hold on, let me finish. And
do you want to do a drama circle jerk, or do you want to actually talk about the ideas of the death penalty and what should or should not happen?
No, I think that I personally am against the death penalty. I think
so
you are maybe against the death penalty.
I'm 100% against death penalty.
But what I found fascinating, it was as if you watch that video as it goes further along, and maybe you can release it. I don't know if it's behind a paywall or what. I watched it somewhere, so I know it exists. Maybe it was on Rumble. And if you go along, it's almost like you catch yourself and you realize, like, wait a second, I'm against the death penalty.
Tim Pool and Sam Seder finally sat down in person and had a debate. And of course, this debate got heated. If you don't know the background between Tim Pool and Sam Seder basically makes a Tim Pool video every single day trying to tear down Tim Pool, trying to explain why Tim Pool is an absolute idiot. You get the picture, the normal woke cult type stuff. Because Tim Pool is not part of the woke cult, he is a super alt-right MAGA supporter, even though that's not what Tim Pool is at all. Anyway, let's get into this clip here where Tim Pool and Sam Seder really go at it live here on Timcast. Let's check it out.
On, man. So we'll start light. What do you think is going to happen? I mean, the election is Tuesday, but people are already voting.
No, wait. We got to talk about what am I doing here?
Sure. I was going to start light, but you can go with whatever you want.
No, I mean, it's light to me, but like what? I thought I was banned. Didn't you say I was banned and blacklisted?
Maybe. I don't know the specifics. You have to. There's something to that effect.
I can send you a link. But I teed it up here.
It's hard for me to remember verbatim everything I said, but
what do we got here?
I would say.
Oh, I mean, you pretty specifically banned.
Did I say no Sam Seder at all?
Well, I think so. Here, wait a second.
Trouble. Sam Seder's blacklisted by a lot of podcasts.
Yeah. Did I say us?
I'm not exaggerating. This is not a joke. Yes, there are many large podcasts that have outright said they will never work with him, and it has nothing to do with being afraid to debate him. Sam Seder's off the list. This guy is a manipulative, lying con man.
I mean, that's pretty strong stuff.
My confusion comes from, did I say I would never have you on?
Don't have anything to do with him. And that's why Sam Seder makes all these videos, and he focuses on drama. I mean, the man's obsession with Dave Rubin is laughable.
I agree with that to this day.
Oh, no, I actually, I have a...
If you enjoy content like this, then make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It really does help me out a ton. Let's get back to the video.
Did I say...
No reason for that.
Did I say,
of course.
I say I would never bring you on?
Oh, yeah, you did.
Okay, I might have.
I don't know if I have that specific video teed up. I might, though.
I may have. I usually, if I get like heated or something, but I tend not to be as definitive on things like this.
Well, it wasn't just that one time, too. When you went on Patrick Bet-David's show, you said the same thing.
Well, but you know, it's true.
What's true?
There are a lot of big shows that have blacklisted you.
Oh, I have no doubt.
It's not about you, nobody wanting to debate you. I mean, the first thing I asked was like, let's talk about the issues, and you immediately pulled up drama. That's
not drama. I mean, I think everybody wants to know. It's like a weird. If you, I used to be a script writer, and if you put a loaded gun in the first scene and you don't resolve it, people are going to be distracted. So this way we can just deal with this, get that out of the way, and then move on to stuff that is more, I think, like substantive.
Yeah. But that's it, right? It's not my business to tell other shows that have brought it up. But
I'm not concerned about other shows. I know why. I'm just curious. What am I doing here?
What are you doing here?
Yeah,
I decided to have you on. I don't know. I figured there were probably misconceptions you had about me. I think that a lot of what you think about what I say comes from clips and not the actual show. So there's like,
I don't really have conceptions of you.
Okay. There is saying the quiet part out loud, in my opinion. I think what happens with Sam Seder and his show, I believe it's the Majority Report. I think Emma Vigeland is also a part of Sam Seder's show too. What happens with them, I think, is just as simple as audience capture. They make videos about Tim Pool negatively. Their audience absolutely loves it, so they're incentivized to continue to make not just more Tim Pool videos, but to one-up themselves on how negative they are talking about Tim Pool and how much they make Tim Pool out to be this big bad guy, this alt-righter, this extreme MAGA guy. Because of audience capture, they have to keep one-upping themselves over and over again, and then it gets to the point where you start saying things that you don't even remotely believe Sam Seder does about Tim Pool, because it just makes you more money and gets you more views. I think it's as simple as that. And I think Sam Seder basically just admitted that right there when he says, I don't even have conceptions about Tim Pool. Basically, I just make this stuff because it gets views and money. And nothing inherently wrong with that, but that is the truth, in my opinion. A lot of things that he says about Tim Pool are just complete lies.
This started because you said something that was untrue about my position on the death penalty. And I was like, I think Sam saw a clip that someone pulled out of context and didn't actually hear like my 2-hour diatribe on death
no, I don't. I think actually what I was talking about, I don't think I ever said whether you believe in the death penalty or not. I mean,
you cited a quote where you said that I said something like,
I cited a quote, or did I play a video?
At the beginning of a video, Tim Pool agrees that people who commit treason should get the death penalty, which is
that right? Do you have the video? You must have the video. No? Oh, wait a second.
And I just went, holy crap. And
let me see if I got it, because I'm pretty sure I remember this. It was in the context of you suing Kamala Harris.
And so,
and you were on with Laura Loomer.
Right.
And you said the words,
here we go.
People who get the death penalty, people who commit treason should get the death penalty.
What's the context of that sentence?
What's the context of that sentence?
Right. So there's a clip that's 5 seconds long.
Oh, no, but I watched the whole rest of it. Like, I know you went back and forth, but it was so weird, because you should really, if you can find this and put this up, because what I found fascinating about it was that you literally did say on multiple times in that going back and forth, because apparently what happened is you got in trouble at one point with, I don't know, some streaming service about people calling for the death penalty or whatever it was. I don't know the background of that.
YouTube says you can't call for the death penalty as a legal mechanism.
Okay. And so she brought up, I think these people committed treason. They should get the death penalty. And you said,
well, I don't know if she said, I think
well, I don't care what she said, really, for this sake. But I'm quite sure you said, if you commit treason, you should get the death penalty.
Now,
right now,
what words are you missing from that sentence? Because it sounds like you just heard a clip.
No. I watched the whole thing.
Okay, well then,
and then at one point afterwards,
let's pause. We'll break this down. We'll break this down.
Sure.
Is it currently codified in law that if you commit treason, you are out, the penalty is death?
What do you mean by codified?
Like, is U.S. law states that the penalty for treason is death?
Not necessarily, but it is one.
It is, right. The penalty for treason is death.
What is the penalty for murder?
It varies. It
can be the death penalty.
Exactly.
So it's the exact same dynamic as treason.
Yes. So if we're talking about, in that context, people levying war against the United States, to which I said, I don't believe any of these people committed treason.
Correct.
Sedition would be trying to undermine or cause damage to the government.
Correct. Treason, that's not the issue.
Right. And so the context of that conversation is, one, I don't agree with the death penalty. And in no circumstances,
But you did say the words, if you committed treason, you should get the death penalty.
Okay, so once again, do you not understand?
Would you agree if someone commits murder, they should get the death penalty?
No.
I agree with that.
Right.
But you did say if they commit treason, they should get the death penalty.
So if we're talking about the penalty for levying war against a country, whether you want it to or not, if a judge sentences someone to death, should they get the death penalty?
If a judge, I don't think people should get the death penalty under any circumstances.
If someone is shooting at another person, should they be shot at and killed?
If someone's shooting at another person, should they be shot at and killed?
If someone is committing an act of...
Does this guy, Sam Seder, never understand a question? Like, every single time Tim Pool asks him a question, he repeats the question slower, as if it's like the most ridiculous question ever. It's a straight up question. If somebody is shooting at another person and they get shot, like, should they be able to be shot and killed? Like, it's a simple question, man. It's just this weird thing, this phenomenon, like left-wing people, the people who are part of the woke cult, Sam Seder, Hassan Piker, all these people, they're so slow and lethargic. You think of people like H3H3, Ethan Klein, and those people. They always... Dude, they all look the same. Sam Seder, I'll give him this. He's not extremely obese like most of the other ones, but they all basically look the same. They all sound the same. They all talk super slow and lethargic. It's like, get to the damn point, man. Speed up your speech. I know everybody always talks about how Ben Shapiro talks so fast and it's annoying. I would much rather listen to someone like Ben Shapiro talk quickly, or like Destiny even, who's on the woke left, actually get words out of their mouth, versus Sam Seder. Tim Pool asked him a question. If somebody's getting shot at, should they be shot? if somebody's being shot at, should they be shot? Yes, idiot. That's what the question was. Answer it. Like, Jesus, man.
Violence and act actively. Is it within the legal rights of a person to return with lethal force?
You mean self-defense?
Yes.
I think so, yeah.
Right now, whether you want it to or not, if someone robs a liquor store, should they go to jail?
Should they go to jail?
Under the current laws, regardless of your opinions, should the police arrest the person?
Should the people arrest the person for robbing a liquor store?
Yes.
I mean, I think they should, yes.
Do you think in literally every single circumstance, then, no matter what happens, if someone commits a robbery, they should be arrested?
I mean, I suppose there could be extenuating circumstances, but yes, if you commit a crime, you should be arrested.
So the clarification that I'm trying to make, it's not about, I don't think there's any real reason to try and go back and parse semantics. The concept was, if people are levying war against the United States, such as we're on the battlefield somewhere in Iraq or whatever, right?
Wait, this whole thing was about treason, where you were saying that.
Do you want me to explain the ideas?
Dude, the chat, y'all can't see it, but it is absolutely hilarious. Somebody said, "Is this guy a parrot?" Everybody's echoing. There's an echo in the room. Somebody says, dude. Let me move it over so you can see. Look, there's an echo in the room. Is this guy a parrot? He's just repeating everything that Tim Pool says. I'm going to keep it like this so you can see the chat, because it's actually hilarious, some of the stuff being said in here.
Or do you want to just go in circles? I don't understand.
Well, I want you just to address what I'm talking about.
I'm trying to.
Instead of talking about war. All right, go ahead, please.
Treason is levying war.
Treason is levying war?
Or providing aid to the enemy of the United States in a time of war.
Well, it also, you can be, I mean, there's been people who have been charged with treason when we're not in an active war, but yes, I guess. But however you want to parse this, treason is a legal charge against somebody, and there are multiple potential penalties for that, one of which includes capital punishment. And just
for the sake of clarity, because in the show we're not talking about specifics of someone may or may not be wrongly charged. If you're asking me why I would say something like should be, it's rooted in this: treason against the United States shall consist only in levying war against them or in adhering to their enemies, giving them aid and comfort. No person shall be convicted of treason unless on the testimony of two witnesses of the same overt act or confession in open court. So the issue at hand was, when we were talking and I said, I don't think any of these people committed treason. I don't think anything they've done is worthy of death. I don't agree with the death penalty. The return is, but what if they're levying war against us? And then someone decides their life should be forfeit.
I watched that video, and in fact, I remember this now, actually. We were going over the ridiculousness of your lawsuit, and I said, Tim says he doesn't agree with the death penalty. That's fine. And then they played more where you say, if you've committed treason, you should get the death penalty. And the interesting thing is, then I watched, hold on, let me finish. And
do you want to do a drama circle jerk, or do you want to actually talk about the ideas of the death penalty and what should or should not happen?
No, I think that I personally am against the death penalty. I think you are maybe against the death penalty.
I'm 100% against death penalty.
But what I found fascinating, it was as if you watch that video as it goes further along, and maybe you can release it. I don't know if it's behind a paywall or what. I watched it somewhere, so I know it exists. Maybe it was on Rumble. And if you go along, it's almost like you catch yourself and you realize, like, wait a second, I'm against the death penalty. So, no, you shouldn't.
You know what's so funny? Sam Seder remembers more about what Tim Pool says than Tim Pool does. This guy, Sam Seder, is so obsessed with Tim Pool, man. It's actually hilarious.
Get capital punishment. And that's one of the things that I think, like, in terms of, like, that I have always found fascinating about you, and that there was actually a great video by Timba Toast on how you vacillate between different political ideas as a way of, like, maintaining a certain brand.
What is the brand?
Well, I'm not exactly sure what you think the brand is, but
here's the challenge. Here's the challenge. If I post a joke on X that is, like, over the top, for instance, I tweeted, Kamala Harris is like Hitler and Stalin times 200, and she's going to start 800 wars. That was actually written about in various liberal outlets as if it was a fact statement. And so I'm sitting here being like, can they not tell? Well, there's Poe's law. I get it. Sometimes they don't. But the issue at hand right now is just semantics. So instead of saying like, well,
dude, we're in the communication business. Like, our words are important. Now, listen,
Sure.
I certainly understand people misinterpreting a tweet. Believe me, I've been there.
If you enjoy content like this, then make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It really does help me out a ton. Let's get back to the video.
I will just say this for the sake of clarity. Right now, regardless of my opinions on law, should the law be that someone will receive the death penalty, then they should receive it. I oppose it.
But it doesn't necessarily, the treason, the punishment for treason is not necessarily the death penalty any more than it is with murder.
All right, so let's just try and...
Why would you ever say, if you're against death penalty...
Once again, misconception I'm trying to get past, so let me explain.
Okay.
In the circumstance where someone has committed a death-worthy trespass, I oppose the death penalty. I would advocate against it. We recently had a big case where there were 2 instances where people were put to death. One guy, the family even said it shouldn't happen. They had cut a deal with the prosecutor. It still happened. And that was, I believe it was, who was that? That was Missouri. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people who watch my show were quite outraged that a family would say no. But the issue at hand is, I don't assert myself over the rest of the country in law, which means if the mechanism of the courts is as such, that's what should happen. I will fight against it. That's the semantic misunderstanding.
Oh, all right.
Let's just put it like this.
Because you were so offended. I mean, the reason why I thought I was here was because you were so offended that I said you were against the death penalty.
You said I was for it.
And I got confused when you said someone should get the death penalty
under a mechanism of law that I oppose.
Well, I just don't understand what's so hard to understand about this, man. Like, I am not some hardcore Tim Pool fan. I used to like Tim Pool a lot back in the day. I used to watch his shows every day, honestly, back when I was just getting into politics, trying to learn about everything. And then whenever Russia invaded Ukraine and every single show was about World War III coming, World War III coming, just kind of got old, and I just kind of got tired of the fear-mongering. But I have to 100% agree with Tim Pool here, and I don't understand how Sam Seder cannot understand this. Tim Pool is not saying my morality believes that people who commit treason should get the death penalty. Tim Pool is saying that under United States law, if you commit treason, you should get the death penalty. That's what the law says. Therefore, the law should be upheld. I don't understand what is so crazy about that to understand, you know, from Sam Seder's point of view. Let me know in the comments, what do you guys think about this debate? I feel like I wanted to make the video about it because it is a bit of a heated debate. Obviously, these Tim Pool and Sam Seder do not like each other at all. Sam Seder's absolutely obsessed with Tim Pool. So it's interesting that they sat down, but also at the same time, like, they're talking about absolutely nothing because Sam Seder cannot understand a very simple point that Tim Pool is trying to make. Let me know in the comments, though, who do you guys think won this debate? Do you think Tim Pool won? Do you think Sam Seder won? Let me know in the comments what you think about this whole Tim Pool versus Sam Seder on Timcast situation.